And Mika, over the weekend, I saw a David French column that following up on a conversation that we had last week about masculinity.
Yep.
There was a great, I think it was Washingtonian article that we discussed here about this battle. The right is this battle to somehow blame all problems of young males on Democrats, on leftists, on this, on that, the other. Columnist David French took that on head on in a new piece in the New York Times.
Yeah, it's called The Right is All Wrong About Masculinity. And he writes in part this. There's a certain irony in discussions of masculinity. The release of the Missouri Senator Josh Hawley's new book on manhood is the latest peg for a national conversation about men. Traditional masculinity says that people should meet a challenge with a level head and firm convictions. Right-wing culture says that everything is an emergency and is to be combated with relentless trolling and hyperbolic insults. For all of its faults, when taken to excess, the traditional masculinity of which Senator Hawley claims to be a champion would demand that he stand firm against a howling mob. Rather, he saluted it with a raised fist and then ran from it when it got too close and too unruly. If the right is going to claim it defends traditional masculinity, should it not at least attempt to exhibit the best virtues of traditional masculinity? Well, Senator Hawley commented about the piece on Twitter, writing, quote, David French takes a break from promoting drag queens to talk about masculinity, to which French responded, quote, I write a piece about how the allegedly manly right is committed to petty trolling, and Hawley responds to the piece with petty trolling. Thank you, Senator, for demonstrating my point. Joe.
It's all really about gesturing. It really is with people like Senator Hawley. It's all about gesturing. It's all about shocking. You just saw it right there. It's about lying about David French and anybody else and trying to gesture and simplify everything. I get, I'm actually surprised here, and I know shouldn't be shocked and surprised. We could be shocked but not surprised. Somebody that was given the opportunity to go to Yale, go to Stanford Law School, to have the sort of jobs, to run across people in his life that actually served as great examples. And then to waste it like this really is, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but it is heartbreaking. It's also heartbreaking that he's feeding lies to young men who actually do need examples of strength, do need examples in Washington and other places of that strength, that sometimes quiet strength when required. And as David French said, you have Josh Hawley that actually did exactly what he said Josh Hawley did, childish trolling and gesturing to the far right. And look at that gesture. I mean, here on January the 6th, when American democracy itself was being questioned by Donald Trump, this is what Josh Hawley, I mean, it's such a caricature. It's such a joke. I mean, I say it all the time, and I sort of say it tongue in cheek, but I mean, real men don't sit around whining about a war on manhood. They get up, they go to work, and they work hard and try to do their job. They don't try to overthrow the blanking government like Josh Hawley did. And afterwards, you'll remember, when there were impeachment hearings about Donald Trump trying to overthrow the government, he just went up to the balcony and didn't sit down with the other senators, sat up there taking notes, closing his eye, acting as distracted as he could. Again, gesturing. It's really, I'll just say it's unfortunate, really, really unfortunate that he's had all these opportunities and this is how he's squandering it.
Yeah, there's no definition of masculinity or manhood that I learned from a family member or a teacher or a coach anywhere along the line that said you lie to a whole bunch of people and then cheer on an attempted coup against the United States government for your own political benefit. But maybe all this stuff works for him and maybe he gets reelected. And certainly he has advantages in the state of Missouri where maybe this is what some of his voters want to hear and it does work for him. I'd point out, I don't know what exactly, I haven't read the book, his definition of masculinity or manhood is, but David French served in the United States military, earned a Bronze Star for fighting in Iraq. So maybe that might be a check in his column in his favor. And again, Joe, we've been talking this morning in the context of the debt ceiling about serious people taking on serious issues, and they have done it in this case. The crisis of young men and boys is something we talk about on this show. That is serious, and it deserves a serious conversation. David French tried to have that with that column, and we saw how Senator Hawley replied.
Yeah.
All right.